get your seahorses?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
Wait, where are you going?
In this door right here. Oh. What do you see? Oh. I have to pick a couple, eh?
Like 2.
That's straight. Are they pretty?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Cool.
Is that them? They have them here to...
I like that pink
You like the flowers in there?
Yeah, I like the pink
What do you
flower.
think?
The pink flower looks like it's glowing.
What do you think of those guys?
Nice.
Yeah? All right, so we're home from the Coral Reef Shop. Big thanks to Red. He made it a really enjoyable experience for my daughter. She had a great time. And what they did was, he had one of the seahorse experts there, and she actually picked out a healthy male-female pair for us before we got there. This is a Hippocampus erectus species, so they're probably like one of the easiest species of seahorses to take care of. And I wanted some macroalgae, so it's kind of neat. The guys had something to kind of host a little bit and to hold on to, as we drove home. So look at this. See if we can bring them out for you. Gotta be gentle here. Hi guys. There they are. So, welcome Bruno and Dolores. So these guys are coming from 60 ppm nitrates in the tank they were at. They were part of a main coral system at the Coral Reef Shop. So we were going to do a 1 hour acclimation, drip acclimation, because their tank they're going into is 3 ppm nitrates. So it's quite the difference. So we're going to get that started. All right, it's been a couple days since we acclimated the horses, and you're going to say, wow, the tank looks like crap. Well, yeah, because I've been doing some maintenance and some work. And so here's what I found. So the stock Waterbox pump says it's 1,000 liters per hour. Well, I would find I'd come home and like there would be like crap on the surface. There wasn't enough surface agitation from the return pump. And aside from that, not enough intake, like water falling intake into the sock or the floss. So, I mean, I know with seahorses, you don't want to have a crazy amount of flow. Like in this tank here, especially around noon, it's what, 2 o'clock now? It's pretty good flow. There's 4 Neros in here. But with seahorses, we don't want to wipe them out. So I had a Syncra, CJ Syncra 1.0 in my my mixing station. And I know a lot of people, that's a good pump. I use CJ in my big tank there too. So what I did was I took it out and put the CJ in and turn it on without setting it up, like, you know, permanently. And I'm blown away. Surface agitation, the water intaking. Be careful not to drop my phone in there. Look at this. And this is why I wanted to film the video now that the tank's all stirred up. So you can actually see, look at that. All the crap that got stirred up. So because there was such a lack of intake and flow from the stock return pump, there was a lot of crap and detritus that was sitting in the bottom of that return chamber already. Tank's only a month old, not even. And so as soon as I put the new pump in there, it stirred up all kinds of crap, and here it is. Which is okay. We're gonna collect it. We're gonna get it in the floss. And there's my 2 ponies, Bruno and Dolores. So it's insane. When I bought them, they were black. Last week they were black. Now they have changed colors so that when they hold onto the corals and onto the gorgonians, you don't even know they're there. And they are just amazing fish. Absolutely love these guys. And what's cool about them is they're not scared of humans like, you know, regular fish will be. You come over to this tank and you get close and everybody ducks, right? You come over to the seahorse tank and the horses are like, nah, you feed me, you're good. So it seems to be working out. And as you can tell, that increased amount of flow, it's not hurting them at all. If anything, it's probably better for them. We're gonna get some more detritus all sucked up, some better flow, getting the detritus and crap off the corals, off the rock. But yeah, you can see there's a little baby gorgonian frog I have there. And Bruno, they love to hold on to anything. They'll hold on to my daughter's sculpture. There he is. There's Dolores. So, pardon the dirty water, but I wanted to film it to show you. This is how much flow I have in here now. So a lot better. I don't think I'm gonna put another internal pump in here. I don't want anything for these guys to hitch onto that's dangerous. Everything in this tank right now is something that's safe for them, that's not gonna hurt them, and that's the plan going forward. So give me a minute here, we'll let this tank clear up, and then we'll do the final on these two seahorses in the new home. Alrighty, so to finish the video off, I wanted to show you guys my two horses, Bruno and Dolores, my daughter named them. And they're doing their dance right now. So I find they like to swim in the current. There's quite a bit of current that comes off the front of the glass from the return pump. And the other thing I noticed with them is now that I've had them for a little bit of time, when they're hungry, like when it's time for their feeding, they come to the front glass. And basically once they're fed and they're all good to go, they will go and they will hitch on to the macroalgae and the gonia or the gorgonians, anything in there they hitch onto and they enjoy it. And they do swim around, but they're typically not this active unless it's like a feeding time. And they know that I'm in the room now. They kind of see me, that we're kind of getting to know each other, which is really cool. My dad came over here to see the tank a while ago and he said, man, I thought these were just mythical creatures. I didn't realize they were real. Well, they're real. They're different. They were actually black in color, almost black in color when I got them to match the surroundings of the tank at the LFS. And now they've changed colors to match the gorgonians they hang on to. So there's times you come down here to take a look at them. You don't even know where the heck they are. And then it takes you a minute and you're like, oh, there they are. So here, I'll feed them a little bit of mysis. Oops, shoot. A little too much, but that's okay. This shows you how aggressive they are. They get pretty aggressive at feeding time. I've even seen them holding on to each other as they drift through the water column to get the food. And my little diamond sand-sifting goby there, as you can see in the bottom right, he basically gets at anything that comes towards the bottom. It doesn't cause any issues with the horses when it comes to competition. Anything that's in the water column that's above the ground, the horses get. And the goby will get anything on the bottom. So like just then I put a little too much food in, and as you can see, there's not much left already, but look at them, they're holding on to each other. It's so cool. So as you guys can see, I don't, when I do my aquascapes, I don't make a grid out on the ground and set things up, and you know, I just have a vision of what I want to do, and I do it, and I put it in, and if I don't like it, I move it. And so far, I'm happy. So the mangroves will be going in here as well eventually, and that'd be a great spot for the horses to hitch onto. But other than that, the tank I'm happy with. There's some live rock in the middle, which is good for biodiversity and bacteria and pods. And then I've got this really neat on the left side there, macroalgae I got from the LFS when I bought the horses, which actually roots into the substrate. And there's some dragon's breath that just kind of floats around. And what I do is I move it around here and there and shake it out because food and detritus does get stuck in it. And like I said, I sped up the return pump. I put the Seahorses 1.0 in there, and it's definitely added a lot more flow to the tank, which is great. I find that the flow right now is, well, it's a lot better than it was. And the horses don't seem to mind it at all. So my daughter's pretty happy with this tank. I'm pretty happy. It doesn't have the bright colors and the craziness of the main display tank, but I wanted something different. Aside from that crazy fluorescent green, yellow plastic statue my daughter picked out, the tank is basically, you know, very light colors, but it's to mimic their environment. And as you can see, they're holding on to everything, they're hitching on everything, and they're happy. They're doing really well. Skimmer's working good, the UV sterilizer's working good. Nitrates are like 5 ppm right now. Gonna do weekly water changes. 20 gallons is fine for these guys for their size, as long as you're good with your exports of nutrients. And yeah, super happy with this tank so far. This Waterbox has been great. Lots of cleanup crew going on. You can see the crabs walking around the bottom just for a review. So anyway, guys, there'll be a lot more videos to come on these guys, talking about the species themselves, where they come from, and everything else. But for today, to finish off, finally the video for the Seahorses and this Waterbox 20 cube, everything that we've talked about coming up to this point. And they've been in there now for a week. Life is good and everybody is happy. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and there'll be more Seahorse videos coming this way.